So yesterday I was in a foul mood. I worked hard, and Jana was there with me the whole way. We did get the door in and we got the roof line cut. It's kind of hard to see the transition of that roof line right now, and the large windows are going in. I've been trying to cut some 2x4s and some sheathing for the filler, and what I realized is I'm really just in the way. So I'm gonna spin this around so you can see what the professionals are doing. Four, 5, 6, 7, 8. There, setting the last of the big ones. Well, this has been a busy day, and I'm glad it's over with. I've been a little stressed out for the past couple of days because we've had these big windows in here that have needed to go in. I am thankful that I didn't put it in, and I'm also thankful that I didn't convince any of my friends to help me put it in. So we had 6 workers, and they got it in, and they did a phenomenal job. But as you can see, all the windows, let's see if you can see, all the windows are in the main house and the guest house. They look great. We have not finished taping them all off yet. That comes tomorrow. Then we're gonna wrap the house. We do have a little bit of house wrap that's gone up on the garage and the guest house. It's getting late, so the guys went ahead and went home. They're gonna start back early tomorrow. So yeah, we've gotten a lot accomplished. We've got the roof cut back. As y'all saw, we got the pivot door, which you can see behind me, done. We're making a lot of progress. It is gonna start really flying together soon, which is great because we are ready to be in here. So we have one more inspection. Once the siding is finished, I'm gonna call in and we will have, I know we'll be approved on that, and we're gonna rock and roll. It's gonna be insulation, sheetrock, really, really quick. And then I'm gonna be doing some of the molding, Jan and I will. So that's gonna be a little bit slower. We also have the synthetic cedar that we're gonna put out on part of the house, the siding. So that's gonna take a little bit of time. So we've also got to get the house painted. So there's a series of things that we're gonna do kind of out of order. One of the things I think we're thinking about going ahead and painting the house before we do that synthetic cedar. That way there's no accidental overspray. Not sure if that's gonna happen or not. However, we are gonna have the roof go on pretty soon. So actually we have to have the roof on before we can call for that inspection. So, whoo, I'm excited. Okay, so today is all about house wrap, and we are going to flash the windows. These guys are gonna crawl up there on the side windows. We're doing a little extra flashing tape just because the eave is so short. So we're gonna flash it before and after. So before and after the house wrap. Well, it's really neat with the progress. Little steps along the way. As you see, they've done the house wrap on that side of the guest house, not quite on this side, but they are diligently working, and they have got their lift system on the front of the house, and they'll probably start siding the front of the house first, but they're currently taping all the windows, doing all the house wrap, and then we'll start seeing it progress a little at a time. Well, they are about to wrap it up for the day. We got a little bit done on the front of the house there. We had to button up a lot of the windows, wrap windows, do a little bit more window wrap, but they work on each side a little bit at a time. So we're making progress. Tomorrow we'll finish up this and work on the eave, the underneath there. And I think we may hit one of the other sides. So stay tuned, because it's going to start really changing. They're out here early this morning. They have got an early start and they've gotten a lot done. We've got air compressors going in the background. Their rigging is attached to the wall, so they're at a stopping point, and I believe what they're going to do is start working on the ceiling after they finish the highest run, and they'll work their way back with that. At that point they'll pull the rigging down and finish that last couple using the ladders. So wow, it's come a long way in a short period of time. Well, good morning everybody. As you can hear the hammering in the background, the siding guys are still at it. They've got most of the front of the guest house done. They have the entire front of the main house. They have the side of the main house and the other side of the main house. Now it's only halfway because we're going to be doing that synthetic cedar wrapping around the backside. Actually, I take that back. They still got to do the eave and the small section of the main house. So probably another. We're gonna have a lot of rain next week, so I don't know. Maybe by the end of next week we should be wrapping up siding. At least the LP Smartside part of it, the synthetic cedar. Jana and I are going to try to knock that out on our own. It's going to be a little slower when that happens. So anyway, so while they're doing that, I've got to build some wall supports for the spiral staircase. I believe Bob from Just Electric is coming today, so I'm going to get started on that right away. Okay guys, well, I did not talk to you yet about the product that we were using. Most people assume that we're using a hardy plank, and that's not what this is. This is LP Smartside lap siding. This stuff is bomb proof. Smartside is like an oriented strand board with adhesives and resins and waxes and everything, that make it just an incredibly stable board that does not swell. When I first started using this product, I actually put it into a 5-gallon bucket of water and let it sit for 3 months, and I didn't have any swelling at all in it. Now, you are supposed to paint the cut edges of it, so that piece was painted before I put it in there, but needless to say, it was awesome. Another thing about this, if it's installed properly, it actually gives more structural rigidity to the structure, so to the house. So you get lateral load stability if you're hitting it on the studs. So that's really important. Also got to use the right fastener, and it is a remarkable product. It's called LP Smartside, and this is the lap siding. We're also doing our eaves up underneath. We're going to be doing, we did do those in a 12-inch lap siding board that we butted together, and as you can see, we are caulking and making sure all the joints are tight. I use on all the butt joints, I use a metal flashing behind it. A lot of people will use felt paper. I think that's crap. I don't like doing that. So metal flashing behind it. The difference between this and say like a cement-based product is you do have to space it. So usually use a framing square, and you give like a 3/16 spacing in between the any of your molding, and also when your two pieces of siding butt together. So I like, because it is a bigger gap, you have to allow that expansion and contraction. I like to use metal flashing behind it, and I also like to use a really high-end sealant caulking before we paint. I personally like the DAP extreme stretch that they use. I mean, it's an awesome product, and I've seen it stretch far more than what the company DAP says it will. But anyway, I love that product, so we're using it all over the house here. As a matter of fact, the guys are here right now applying it. But that's another video for another day. You'll get to see the paint going on soon. All right, guys, so all of the lap siding has been completed. So we've got a very interesting mix of siding going on here. We're doing lap siding on the corner of the garage. Of course, you can see the big eave. We did the 12-inch siding there to make it look like planks. The guest house is completely wrapped. Both eaves are done. We hung the door. As you saw, we did the door on the garage, and also the garage doors. And then the main house is siding on the front side of the house, and the eaves are done. Now, where you see the house wrap that's exposed, that's where the cedar look shingles are going. So there, it's a polymer shingle, synthetic shingle, but it'll always maintain that red hue. So that will go on as soon as possible. That's something I'm going to try, and Jana's going to try to install ourselves. It's not too difficult. It's just finding the time for us to do it. As of now, it looks like our next step is going to be our roofing, which hopefully will take place, weather permitting, next week. We are going to do the Galvalume standing seam. I think it's going to be really cool. The siding, the lap siding that you see installed, is going to be kind of a, I wouldn't say a dark charcoal, but kind of a medium color charcoal. Mix that with the cedar look. I think it's going to be awesome. We're going to have a cedar look paint on the front of the house, on the front big eaves, and then on the backs of the house we're going to do a color called Black Fox. It's not quite black, but it's kind of a, it's a dark charcoal. But anyway, so lap siding's done. We'll see you soon.